vlog today. It is a beautiful sunny day in London today, possibly erring on the side of too hot, but Zach and I are going to go and have a little picnic in the park and just chill, which should be really nice because we haven't actually done that. I don't think we've had a proper picnic out in the park this whole summer, so should be really nice. Wanted to talk to you guys this morning about Love, Beauty and Planet, who are sponsoring this part of the video. You guys may have heard me mention these guys before because I use this moisturiser every single day all over my body. It is the Shea Butter and Sandalwood Oil Shea Velvet Body Butter. I love it. I've been using it religiously since February of last year, I think, so I've gone through a lot of these. That's why I've got two, because I use them all the time. I also always get compliments on this. People are like, what do you smell of? And it's always this, I think. It's not my perfume, it's always my moisturiser. But what I love about Love, Beauty and Planet is all their products are vegan, but they're also super packaging conscious, which I love. So all of their packaging is made from recycled material and it's recyclable again, which is obviously great. All of their ingredients are ethically sourced, and there's no parabens or anything like that either. So there's lots and lots to love about this brand, and they sent me a few other products which I'm going to try out today. I have actually used their shampoo and conditioner before, which I really liked. So I've actually got a new scent for my shampoo and conditioner, which I'm going to use today, which is rosemary and vetiver, which I've not used from them before, but it smells lovely. It smells like a really nice scent for summer, just to keep you like cool. Really nice, very kind of green smelling. Obviously smells of rosemary, obviously smells of vetiver. So yes, I'm gonna use these two this morning. Also, just read on the packaging that the shampoo is a 97% biodegradable formula, like the shampoo itself, and the conditioner is a 92% biodegradable formula, so that is also fantastic. Also, I have also used the shower gel before. I love it in the Shea Butter and Sandalwood scent, but I've also got the Muru Butter and Rose smell today, which I'm also going to use. Just going to have a Love, Beauty and Planet loving. Oh, that's nice. I usually don't love rose scented things that much, but this actually smells really nice. I think because it's got that like slightly fresh element, it doesn't smell too kind of, I feel like rose scents can be a bit cloying, but that one smells nice and fresh. And then also I've got this interesting product which I am very excited to try, which is the coconut water and mimosa flower luscious hydration body hydro gel, which I feel like is going to be perfect for right now in a heat wave. That smells lovely. And it's going to keep you cool. It's just like a gel moisturiser instead of a butter moisturiser. I feel like this would also be nice like to put on just before bed if you are feeling really hot. Also, if you're full on wanting to go like no packaging, they do shampoo bars. This is obviously in the coconut water smell as well, which I am actually really also interested in trying because yeah, so much packaging all the time with big things like hair care products and stuff particularly. It's bad. So anyway guys, I'm gonna get ready for the day. I'm gonna use some of my new products and I will be back hopefully looking a little bit more presentable. Hi my love, so I am all ready for the day. I've picked one of my favourite dresses, which is this mango dress. I think I got it last summer, but I wear it very regularly in the summer because it is just the perfect dress in so many ways. Obviously it is old, so I don't know that it's still available for you guys, but yes, I love it and I'm all ready to go. We're gonna head out soon, but before we do, I just wanted to talk a little bit about litter because Love, Beauty and Planet wanted to bring awareness to the fact that Obviously we've been using our outdoor spaces a lot more this summer, probably even more than we usually would, and that means even more littering than usual, and they are suffering. So Love Beauty and Planet have partnered with 2 Minute Beach Clean to encourage us all to do 2-minute small acts of love to help clear up, keep things clean, keep our outdoor spaces clean, safe, free of littering. You know, if you're on the beach, it can end up in the sea. If you're out and about in the countryside, it can end up in rivers. It can end up just polluting the environment in general. So yes, that 2 minutes can just be picking up your own litter and taking it home with you, which is something I'm very passionate about when I see people littering and leaving stuff in the park. Obviously picking up other people's litter, but being safe about that, cleanliness wise. And also Love Beauty and Planet have a few litter picking boards around London as well, so keep an eye out for those. But yeah, so for our picnic today, Zach and I are going to be taking Tupperware mostly, I think, reusable Tupperware obviously, just to reduce the waste we're taking to the park in the first place. But obviously we'll be taking our litter home with us, putting it in the bin. That is just something small that you can do if you're going to use outdoor spaces this year to connect with your loved ones. Yeah, it's super important. So, but anyway, you guys, I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm all ready to go, get my stuff together, get my book, and then we'll be ready. Hi my loves. Zach's in the background there doing all the heavy lifting, for which I'm very grateful. We are at Cliveden House. It is very beautiful. I've never been before. It's like an hour outside of London, or from where we are anyway. We're sort of better poised to get to it, I guess, than if you're on the other side of town, but yeah, it's an hour from us. And it's lovely. It is so hot. Oh my goodness, it is so hot. But anyway, right, we are gonna wander a little bit, I think, and then find a nice spot to stop and have some food. We have found a spot to stop in. It took us much longer than we thought because it's actually mostly wooded down by the river and all sorts, and that's the way we were heading. So, but we found a nice open spot now in this nice field. It's nice and quiet as well. Just having some water. Anyway, I'm gonna read my book, probably relax, have some food. Yeah, just enjoy myself. The sun has actually gone in, but that is not such a bad thing because it is so warm. So we've got our sandwiches. Obviously brought them in our Tupperware. Save on packaging. I'm currently reading Return to Neverion by Samuel R. Delany. This is the 4th and final book in the series, which I've been reading since 2017, I think. Here and there. I think I read the last one in October time or something like that, so not too long ago. But I feel like I've talked about them a lot because I've obviously talked about them 3 separate times before, but they are sword and sorcery tales with a lot of contemporary theory, queer theory, just general. And this one seems to have a lot of psychoanalysis in it, a bit of Lacan. So, yes, obviously Frederick Jameson's quoted on the back. So, you know, it's got a bit of everything in here. They were written through the 1970s and 80s, and they are very, very good, very intense. But I am, if this is going to focus on me, sorry about my lipstick, I've just eaten loads of food. But I am in a bit of a reading slump at the minute, which is highly unusual. Nothing to do with Delany, I don't think, although reading an intense book when you're in a reading slump can not be that helpful, but I don't think it's anything to do with Delany. I just haven't been that motivated to read at the moment, which is getting me down a little bit, because reading is really, it makes me happy. So yes, but I'm sure I'll get back into it. It's just one of those things. Happens to us all. It's nice and cool now.
Yeah, it is.
Now that the cloud cover, there's a bit of cloud cover, but we are slightly concerned about the possibility of rain. It's always a possibility at the minute. 1 minute you think, wow, beautiful sunny day.
Let's go with 38 degrees to about.
38 degrees, and then suddenly it's downpour. That is what this summer has been like. So who knows? Hopefully we won't get rained on. Luckily, ooh, I feel like I'm feeling rain. Just eating some strawberries. British strawberries in the summertime are the best. Also, you guys, if you want to come here, it is very beautiful. There is a hotel here as well. Very luxurious hotel, apparently. You have to book a slot at the moment. I think that's a COVID thing. Book a slot through the National Trust. That's why we came a bit late in the day, and why we're not here for hours and hours today, because the only slot they had was in the afternoon. But yes, get in there early.
Rent boats and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can rent boats. There's a bit the Thames comes through here. There were some people swimming in there as well, which was nice. But then I thought, is that gross, or are we upriver of all the gross stuff?
No, upriver.
We're upriver.
It was quite nice.
Yeah, probably quite nice.
It looked nice.
And yeah, lots to do. There's lots of beautiful gardens. They have a famous garden, I think, as well, which we have not stumbled across yet. We might stumble across it on our way out, right by Cliveden House itself, I think. But yes, yeah, a nice day out if you guys are struggling with things to do at the moment. We want to be outside. Yeah, especially if you can get a morning slot, because you can stay all day once you're in. It's all going back in our bag, so we will leave nothing behind apart from a little bit of flattened grass.
No, this bit was actually, this was already a flat piece of grass.
Okay.
I didn't want to flatten anywhere else.
Okay, apparently it was already a flat piece of grass. I'm willing to believe that because of this bit here. Hi my love, so it is a few days later because we came home from our picnic and nothing much happened for the rest of the day. Just kind of laid around and there wasn't much to vlog, but I actually have some books to show you guys which I've bought recently. I am like on a book buying spree at the moment. I actually need to stop. I don't think I'm going to order any more books for a little while now, but basically there were some that I sort of ordered in the aftermath of my birthday and my book haul, and then the Man Booker long list was announced, so I ordered the books from the long list so I could read the long list this year, because I couldn't do it last year because I was obviously on a book buying ban at the time, which I've obviously recovered from. So yes, I'm going to try and read the long list this year before the winner is announced, and hopefully I'll manage to do that. But so, following on from my last book haul video where I bought 1 million Ursula Le Guin books, and I'm trying to basically fill out my whole collection of her short fiction. I also, this turned up, and I must have ordered it, and I must have had a reason to order it because it must have something in it that the other books don't have, although I'm not exactly sure. I haven't cross-referenced, so I don't know what it is that this one has that the other ones don't have. But it's The Birthday of the World and Other Stories, obviously by Ursula K. Le Guin. Yes, I assume there are stories published in this volume that are not published in the other collections that I currently have, so I have this one as well, and I'm very excited to get started on all of them. Actually, I haven't had the time to start on all of those books yet, but I'm very excited to get to them. Okay, you guys are going to think I'm absolutely mad because I do actually have a couple copies of this book already. This is Ulysses by James Joyce. I saw this copy in foils ages ago, like this, not this exact copy, but this edition, and I fell in love with it, and I ordered the other two, one of which is a student edition, and the other one I think is a vintage edition, and I thought that one was this one, but it wasn't. So I finally was like, you know, I'm just going to get the copy that I really think is the most beautiful. I don't know what it is about it, I just think I love the colour, I love the typeface situation, I think it's simple and nice. I like the binding. So I know that's ridiculous. I may get rid of one of my copies of Ulysses, sell it, donate it, when I actually get around to reading it, which probably is going to be next year now. But yes, I actually have 3 copies of this book now, which is ridiculous. Okay, then I went on a bit of a Jeff Vandermeer spree because I love Jeff Vandermeer. As you guys know, it's been, I think I read The City of Saints and Madmen and I really liked it. I think I read that, I think sort of towards the end of last year, possibly October, November, maybe even September time, and that has begun this kind of long love affair for me with Jeff Vandermeer, which became heightened with the Area X trilogy, which I love, and then I read Born. So yes, it's been a lot of Jeff Vandermeer love this year, and he has a new book out. Actually, he has a couple new books out technically, one of which is A Peculiar Peril, which you can see there. It's got a gorgeous cover, which I love. And this is actually a young adult novel, or could be read by young adults. So I'm interested to see if it really reads differently from his adult novels. From what I've kind of gleaned from the marketing around this, it's still very readable by adults. It's just got, you know, appropriate material for young people as well. So yes, I'm very excited about this, and I will read you the blurb because it sounds great. In this strange, wonder-filled epic, Jonathan Lambshead stands to inherit his deceased grandfather's overstuffed mansion, a veritable cabinet of curiosities, once he and 2 schoolmates catalogue its contents. But the 3 soon discover that the house is filled with far more than just oddities. It holds clues linking to an alt-earth called Aurora, where the notorious English occultist Aleister Crowley has seized power on a magic-fueled rampage across a through-the-looking-glass version of Europe replete with talking animals and vegetables. So that sounds very Jeff Vandermeer to me, but yes, possibly a little bit more fun and quirky than scary and horror-filled like some of his other books are. But we'll see. I'm very excited to read it. So more Jeff Vandermeer. I also got Venice Underground, which I think is an ambergris story. No, I don't think it is. Nicholas seeks to escape his demons in the city of Venice's shadowy underground, but in so doing he makes a deal with the devil himself. His twin sister Nicola embarks on a feverish search for him, and while discovering the city's hidden secrets, she'll spin her own hypnotic tale. So I'm very excited about that. I love these covers. My City of Saints and Madmen cover is like that. And I also got Shriek, an Afterward, which is an ambergris story, I think, which is where the City of Saints and Madmen is based. Maybe the other one is as well. I'm also just glad to have all of these editions together as well. I think they will look rather beautiful together on my shelf. Janice Shriek, an ex-society figure, narrates this tale with flamboyant intensity and under increasingly urgent conditions. We follow the adventures of her brother Duncan, a historian obsessed with a doomed love affair, and learn of a secret that may kill or transform him. And final Jeff Vandermeer book, I got this teeny weeny little book. It's called The Strange Bird, and it's a Born story, so it's from the kind of Born universe. The strange bird is a new kind of creature built in a laboratory. She is part bird, part human, part many other things. But now the lab in which she was created is under siege, and the scientists have turned on their animal creations. That will sound probably like it kind of fits into the Born universe if any of you guys have read it. If it isn't obviously immediately clear, Jeff Vandermeer is a kind of, he calls himself part of the new weird genre. He's a sort of like weird mix of sci-fi, fantasy, definitely speculative fiction, and he writes a lot of stuff that's kind of based in nature and kind of human and non-human life. So that might explain some of that, but yes. I told a lie, this is actually my last kind of Jeff Vandermeer book, which has also come out recently, but he and his wife are known to make these big anthologies. This is the most recent one. I don't have any of the other ones. If I like this one, then I'll probably get some of the other anthologies, but this is called The Big Book of Modern Fantasy. I think he has The Big Book of Classic Fantasy, he has a New Weird collection as well. Yeah, he's got a few. and he and his wife put them together. But this one features unforgettable stories by Ursula Le Guin, George R.R. Martin, Stephen King, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, Amy Bender, Vladimir Nabokov, Haruki Murakami, Italo Calvino, Kelly Link, and all sorts of people. So I'm very excited to read this, and also excited to read it to come across maybe some authors that I haven't read before, because there's loads, absolutely loads of stories. That's the kind of contents. And maybe also read some kind of classic fantasy authors that I haven't read before, and also, if you couldn't tell by that list of authors, some authors that don't typically write fantasy but obviously have elements of fantasy in their work or their short fiction. So I'm excited about that one. Okay, now on to the Man Booker long list. So I'll go through them all with you guys and read the blurbs and see if there's anything you guys are interested in. So we've got Real Life by Brandon Taylor. This is a gorgeous cover. So it says, Wallace has spent his summer in the lab. While his friends have been enjoying long days at the lake, Wallace has been painstakingly breeding a strain of microscopic worms for an experiment. He is 5 years into a biochemistry degree at a university in the Midwest, a life that's far removed from his childhood in Alabama. His father died a few weeks ago, but Wallace didn't go back for the funeral, and he hasn't told his friends. For reasons of self-preservation, he has become used to keeping a wary distance, even from those closest to him. Over the course of one blustery end-of-summer weekend, things come to a head. The catastrophic contamination of his experiment and a series of intense confrontations force Wallace to grapple with the trauma of his past and the question of the future. So that definitely sounds interesting, and I'm very, very intrigued by that one. Next we have this, which is This Mournable Body by Tsitsi Dangarembga. I'm a bit sad about my copy. I don't know if you can tell, but it's a little bit like stained. I did try and clean it a little bit. I might try again with some rubbing alcohol or something. The kind of white cover, I can't remember what it's called, the kind of white sleeve is really obviously prone to staining. But anyway, I am familiar with Tsitsi Dangarembga because I read one of her other books, well, her first book, Nervous Conditions, is over here, on one of my uni courses, and I believe this is actually a sequel to that book, along with, I think there's a middle book as well. I can't remember its name right now. It's probably in the front, isn't it? The Book of Not. And I've ordered that one because I kind of want to read that one first, obviously, because it comes before this one. I remember thinking Nervous Conditions was really, really excellent, quite affecting. So she is from Zimbabwe. So the main character, Tambudzai, in Nervous Conditions is I think she's like a young girl, or a girl, kind of teenager range. And I obviously don't know what happens in the Book of Not, but in this one here we join Tambudzai, who is the main character, living in a rundown youth hostel in downtown Harare, anxious about her prospects after leaving a stagnant job. In her attempts to make a life for herself, she is faced with fresh humiliation at every turn, until the painful contrast between the future she imagined and her daily reality ultimately drives her to breaking point. So Nervous Conditions was published 30 years ago. I'm not sure when the Book of Not was published. So yes, I'm very intrigued by this one, and I'll be reading the middle book before I get to that one. Then we have Burnt Sugar by Avni Doshi. So I think it's like a record this year of how many debut novels are on the list. I think Brandon Taylor, I think Real Life is his debut, and I think this is a debut also, which is exciting. A whole new range of authors to try out and read. I have a list on my phone of authors that are like, will read everything they ever write sort of authors, and I love adding new people to that, so I'm hoping there's going to be some new authors in here which I can add to that list. But anyway, so Burnt Sugar. Tara remembers the past one way, and Tara remembers it quite another. Each woman carries wounds inflicted by the other. Each nurses their wounds with the jealous relish of a lover. This is a novel about memory and myth, about how the stories you tell yourself eventually become more real than your own face in the mirror. This is an examination of jealousy, obsession, betrayal. This is a love story. Sharp as a blade and laced with caustic wit, Burnt Sugar asks how much we can truly know about those we are closest to, and by extension about ourselves. So very, very intrigued by this one. So next we have The Shadow King by Marza Mengistu. So this is set in Ethiopia in 1935. With the threat of Mussolini's army looming, recently orphaned Harut struggles to adapt to her new life as a maid. Her new employer, Kadane, rushes to mobilise his strongest men before the Italians invade. Harut and the other women long to do more than care for the wounded and bury the dead. When the emperor goes into exile and Ethiopia quickly loses hope, it is Harut who offers a plan to maintain morale. But how could she have predicted her own personal war is still to come as a prisoner of one of Italy's most vicious officers. So this is going to cover probably some history that I just have no idea about, which I always appreciate in a novel. Next we have Anne Tyler's Redhead by the Side of the Road. Anne Tyler, quite a prolific author. You guys have probably heard of her or seen her books. I feel like these covers are very iconic. Yeah, she's won the Pulitzer Prize before. She's been shortlisted for the Man Booker before, it looks like, and the Women's Prize for Fiction. So she's quite an established author. Micah Mortimer isn't the most polished person you'll ever meet. His numerous sisters and in-laws regard... Oh, look. I've got 2 sleeves on this. How bizarre. How did I not notice that before? Okay. Strange. If anyone's missing a sleeve, let me know. Okay, Micah Mortimer isn't the most polished person you'll ever meet. His numerous sisters and in-laws regard him oddly but very fondly, yet he has his ways and means of navigating the world. He measures out his days running errands for work, his tech hermit sign cheerily displayed on the roof of his car, maintaining an impeccable cleaning regime and going for runs, 7:15 every morning. He is content with the steady balance of his life. But then the order of things starts to tilt. His woman friend, Cassia, who refuses to call anyone in her late 30s a girlfriend, tells him she's facing eviction because of a cat, and when a teenager shows up at Micah's door, claiming to be his son, Micah is confronted with another surprise he seems poorly equipped to handle. Redhead by the Side of the Road is an intimate look into the heart and mind of a man who sometimes finds those around him just out of reach, and a love story about the differences that make us all unique. So there we go. Next we have Kylie Reid's Such a Fun Age. I've seen this book everywhere. I feel like it was very popular when it came out. I have to say, I don't love the cover of this book. I don't know why, When Amira is apprehended at a supermarket for kidnapping the white child she's actually babysitting, it sets off an explosive chain of events. Her employer Alex, a feminist blogger with the best of intentions, resolves to make things right. But Amira herself is aimless, broke and wary of Alex's desire to help. When a surprising connection emerges between the two women, it sends them on a crash course that will upend everything that they think that they know about themselves, each other, and the messy dynamics of privilege. So definitely a pertinent book for the current times, and I'm interested to see how it explores some of those things. Next we have Love and Other Thought Experiments by Sophie Ward. I don't know anything about this one, actually, so let's read the blurb. Rachel and Eliza are planning their future together. One night in bed, Rachel wakes up terrified and tells Eliza that an ant has crawled into her eye and is stuck there. Rachel is certain. Eliza, a scientist, is sceptical. Suddenly, their entire relationship is called into question. What follows is a uniquely imaginative sequence of interlinked stories ranging across time, place and perspective to form a sparkling philosophical tale of love, lost and found across the universe. So that one sounds really interesting as well. They all have really good blurbs, these long list books. And then we've got Shuggie Bang, which is one of the kind of longer books on the long list this year. Not as long as The Mirror and the Light by Hilary Mantel, which is also on the long list this year. Obviously not showing it in this video because I've already shown it to you guys and I already have it on my shelf. I've also read one of the other long listers, which is How Much of These Hills is Gold by C. Pam Zhang, which I did not love that much, if you guys remember me talking about that one. Yes, I can see why it's been nominated, but I didn't love it that much. Anyway, so Shuggie Bang. I feel like this one is, people are like heavily tipping as at least to be in the shortlist, if not winning the prize. Obviously I have no idea why, but yes, this one is beloved already online, I think. So Agnes Payne had always expected more. In the Glasgow of the early 80s, she dreamed of greater things. A house with its own front door, a life bought and paid for outright, like her perfect but false teeth. When her philandering husband ups and leaves, she and her 3 children find themselves trapped in a mining town decimated by Thatcherism. As Agnes increasingly turns to alcohol for comfort, her children try their best to save her, yet one by one they abandon her in order to save themselves. It is her son, Shuggy, who holds out hope the longest, but Shuggy has problems of his own. Despite all his efforts to pass as a normal boy, everyone has started to realise that Shuggy is not right. Agnes wants to be there for her son, but her addiction has the power to eclipse everyone close to her, even her beloved Shuggy. So, this is another debut novel. I just read Douglas Stewart's sort of little author blurb bio thing. I did not know this. So Douglas Stewart was born and raised in Glasgow. After graduating from the Royal College of Art in London, he moved to New York City, where he began a career in fashion design. His work has appeared in The New Yorker and on LitHub. Shuggy Bain is his first novel. So that's kind of interesting. Anyway, I do love a Scottish author. They're close to my heart. Obviously I went to Edinburgh for uni, so yes, I love a Scottish author, so excited about this one. So that is everything, you guys. I also forgot to tell you guys about the Love Beauty and Planet stuff that I tried. Really love their shampoo and conditioner. I do really think that if you are looking for a brand to sort of replace some of those big items that you use all the time, body wash, shampoo, conditioner, and you want someone that has like a really good stance on packaging and is recyclable and uses recycled materials, Love Beauty and Planet is a great option. I also tried that gel moisturiser, which I really liked. It went on so beautifully. It's perfect for the heat wave at the moment because it feels really nice and cooling on the skin, especially I bet if you put it in the fridge. That would be amazing. It does sink in a lot quicker than the Shea butter, obviously. But again, like I said before, I think it'd make a really nice nighttime moisturiser for me. I'm a morning showerer and a morning moisturiser, but I think if I want to do another layer of moisturising just before bed, it's going to help me stay cool. And I don't really like getting moisturiser and stuff all over my sheets, so I think it's nice that it sinks in a bit quicker. But yeah, it felt amazing going on. I hope you guys enjoyed this video with all its kind of random elements. I have a lot of reading to do. I finished Return to Nevarion, by the way, which I thought was great. And then I started this summer book by Tove Jansson, which I'm enjoying. I feel like it was the wrong book to choose for my reading slump again, because I think I need something really gripping. It's quite a slow, quiet, kind of nature-filled book, which I really, really like. I usually really like, but it's just not helping me kind of fall into a book. I need to pick something that's really gripping and is just gonna draw me in immediately to fully exit my reading slump. Also, you guys, actually, shall I run you through my August TBR? So out of the Man Booker long listers that I'm going to read this month, I'm going to read Love and Other Thought Experiments, Shuggy Bain, Such a Fun Age, Redhead by the Side of the Road, Real Life, The Shadow King and Burnt Sugar, hopefully by the end of this month. And then I'm going to read Book 3 of Proust, the summer book, obviously. I'm going to read The Fire Next Time, which I'm reading on my Kindle, which is a book of essays by Jesmyn Ward, or edited by Jesmyn Ward, which kind of follows on from James Baldwin's The Fire This Time. I'm going to read Between the World and Me by Ta-Nehisi Coates, which I think is also another book of essays. He's quite a famous author. So I think Between the World and Me is a kind of mixture of personal narrative, reimagined history, and fresh emotionally charged reportage about race in America. So yes, I'm going to read that one this month, hopefully. And then of course I've got my kind of 5 leftover books, as we call them. So I'm going to read these 2 this month, which are 2 Ursula Le Guin's, one of which is a leftover book, which is The Other Wind, but Tales from Earthsea comes before it. So I'm going to read both of those. Then I'm going to read The Grapes of Wrath. I think that's on the floor. Yes, I've had to start these like floor piles. So I'm going to read The Grapes of Wrath. I think I'm going to listen to Demon Voices, which is some essays by Philip Pullman about writing. And then I'm also going to read this final Louis de Bernier from his like Latin American series, and also Europe, which I was supposed to read last month, and is I think the only book that I didn't read from my July TBR. So I did okay last month, I did okay. So yes, that is my August TBR, you guys. I'm gonna go now. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, even though it's a little bit random, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.